mentions Native Americans and not always in an 1825 light and not in a 2011 light. But anyway, here's a song. You just pretend it's dark and you're trying to go to sleep. Along about 1825, I left Tennessee very much alive, and I never would have made it through the Arkansas mud if I hadn't been riding on the Tennessee stud. I had me some trouble with my sweetheart's pa. One of her brothers was a bad outlaw, and I sent her a letter by my Uncle Fudd, and I rode away on the Tennessee stud. The Tennessee stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee stud. One day I was riding in a beautiful land, and I ran smack dab to an Indian band. They jumped their nags with a whoop and a yell, and we rode away like a bat out of well. Now I circled their camp for a time or two, just to show what a Tennessee horse can do. The redskin boys couldn't get my blood, 'cause I was riding on the Tennessee stud. Then there's the chorus. I drifted on down into no man's land, and across that river called the Rio Grande. And I raced my horse against a Spaniard's foe, till I got me a skin full of silver and gold. And then me and a gambler, we couldn't agree. We got into a fight over Tennessee. We jerked our guns and he fell with a thud, and I rode away on the Tennessee stud. Well, I got just as lonesome as a man can be. I was dreaming of my sweetheart in Tennessee, and the Tennessee stud's green eyes turned blue, 'cause he was dreaming of his sweetheart too. So I loped right back across Arkansas, and I whooped her brother and I whooped her pa, and when I found the girl with the golden hair, she was riding on the Tennessee mare. Whoa, boy. Steer up and side by side. We crossed those mountains and the valleys wide, and we came to Big Muddy and forded a flood on the Tennessee mare and the Tennessee stud. And there's a pretty little baby on the cabin floor, and there's a little horse colt running round the door. And I love that girl with the golden hair, and the Tennessee stud loves the Tennessee mare.